He is the lineal heavyweight champion of the world, getting set to fight Tom Schwarz in Las Vegas, Nevada, on a couple of Saturdays from now. He is none other than Tyson Fury. Good to see you, sir.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I am doing better for talking to you. I'm going to be very
Fantastic. That's what I aim to do, is please.
Now, you definitely are pleasing right now. We're on the radio as well as television, Tyson, and
Okay.
I'd love to describe to the radio audience how would you describe the shirt that you're wearing right now?
The shirt is an LA-style pimp shirt, and I have got the long, slim, and slender tanned legs on show for you this morning, Rich.
I appreciate that.
And maybe should have oiled them up a little bit, but we're going to be okay.
You know what? It's still a little early in the morning, out here in Los Angeles.
Maybe a little bit later in the afternoon.
I do like the shorts choice as well. I do.
Pink,
yeah.
to make the girls wink.
Yeah. Have they winked here in Los
Plenty.
Angeles? Have they really?
Girls and guys, everybody.
That's, it's that time
I've been
of year.
hit on 4 times this morning already on the way to you.
Well, it is great to see you here. Let's, I guess, start with the fight that you're taking on against Tom Schwarz this in a couple of Saturdays from now. What are you expecting out of Tom in this fight here?
Tom's a young, unbeaten prospect. He's 24-0, number 2 in the world by the WBO. I'm expecting a tough fight. I never overlook my opponents, and especially someone not as good looking as Tom Schwarz. This guy must have a point to prove. He's coming all the way here. It's a lineal championship on the line. He's coming.
He's coming from Germany.
This is a big
right?
rivalry. Germany versus England in any sport is massive rival. So we all both want to win. It's all on the line, and what can I say? May the best man win.
Okay, and so obviously, should you get past Tom, as you expect, no doubt.
Well, we never can tell, can we? Because as we seen last Saturday night,
Right, exactly. So
it's nothing's a given.
Okay,
foregone conclusion.
so then, I was going to go to the next spot, but since you stopped right there on Anthony Joshua, what do you think of Joshua's loss there, Tyson?
I thought Andy Ruiz's win was amazing. I thought he'd done absolutely fantastic.
Look at your response right there. I like that. You went.
I'm absolutely over the moon for Andy. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
How long have you known him?
I don't know him personally, but I've kept an eye on his career, his whole career.
Right. So, do you not want to talk about Anthony Joshua through that response with me right there?
It's not whether I do or don't. The man has just been flattened, so let him have a little bit of dignity without me ripping him on TV.
Well, I did notice your tweet was very kind, and it was.
I did do a kind tweet, but then I destroyed him in the media yesterday.
So that's where I'm trying to figure out where
psychological warfare. You build them up and smash them down.
Yeah, I mean, we're showing the tweet on the screen right here. We have our back and forths, but Anthony Joshua changed his stars through life. Heavyweight boxing, these things happen. Rest up, recover, regroup, and come again. You give him a little fist pound emoji.
Yeah.
And then you figuratively fist pounded him in the media yesterday.
Yes. Well deserved as well. Because you know what? If it was me and I got knocked out with a little fat guy, then they'd destroy me. His promoter and him would not leave off with me. And I thought, you know what? I'm being too kind here. Why am I being so kind to people who have slated me my whole career? People who have been begging for me to lose on every fight I've ever had. And it just goes to show, doesn't it, that bodybuilding ain't boxing. Stick to your own sport and leave the fights to the fighting men.
So I asked this fighting man, looking at Joshua, one of the things that many observers are commenting on was his reaction to losing, where he did not seem to take it very hard, and he was smiling, taking photographs with Ruiz, and when he was in fact counted out, it wasn't hopping mad or anything like that. What do you take out of that reaction, Tyson?
I don't take a lot out of it, to be honest, other than the fact that he was happy to lose. I think when people have a lot of pressure on them and they build a big record and a big reputation, sometimes they're happy just to get it out of the way. That first loss, I don't know what was going through the guy's mind because I'm not inside of his head, but I can't understand what was going on.
Can you tell as a fighter when another fighter gives up?
Yes.
Do you think that happened?
100%. He didn't want to continue. The referee, when I got put down in round 12 by Wilder, I had to convince the referee that I was able to fight on. I held him on both shoulders and I said, "I'm okay." He went, "Yeah?" I said, "Yes, I'm okay to continue." He went, "Jog to the left." I jogged to the left. Jog to the right. I jogged to the right. I had to prove I was willing to fight. AJ just holding on to the ropes with his two big eyes open like that, saying, yeah, I'm okay, but holding on to ropes. He didn't show any signs of wanting to continue.
He didn't even have his mouthpiece, and he didn't even.
He was struggling with a mouthpiece the whole night.
So Tyson Fury here on the Rich Eisen Show. I'm just fascinated by how you got up from the floor, got up from the depths of where you were against Deontay Wilder, okay? And that's just one of the most remarkable images I've seen in sports in a long time.
Hell yeah.
Where you got up from the mat, okay? What were you thinking? Were you with it for all 10 seconds?
When I came round after about 4 seconds and opened my eyes, obviously realised, I thought, I'm on the floor here, get up. So I got up. And the thing with me is I always say it's quite easy to beat me. You've got to knock me down and nail me to that canvas, because if you don't, I'll continue to fight. If there's an ounce of breath left in my body where I'm able to get up and fight, I'm not knocked out cold, then I'll continue to fight on, because that's me. I wouldn't be the man I am today if I was going to quit, if I didn't want to fight on anymore. You know, you meet people in life and you have different obstacles that we try and get over, but at the end of the day, it's the fight in the person.
So you were out for 4 seconds.
Yeah.
You come to right there in the middle of Staples here in downtown LA.
Yeah.
And it dawns on you, I need to get up within 6 seconds.
Yeah.
And it took you how many seconds?
Not very long. I just jumped straight back up.
Okay. What do you say to people that say it took you 7 seconds to get up after that 4 to do the math?
I don't say much to them, because it's not really their call, is it? They're not the referee or anybody else. So it was what it was. But what do people say to the fact that I won 10 out of 12 rounds and got a draw? What have they got to say about that? That they had to rip a man off who's been to hell and back, struggled with mental health, had 3 years out of the ring on drugs and alcohol, come back and kick the heavyweight champion of the world ass all over LA and Staples Center. And you have to rob a man who's been down and out to get a victory or hold on to something. What do people got to say about that?
Tyson Fury here on the Rich Eisen Show. Where do you find that reserve? Where does that come from, do you think, Tyson?
It comes from deep down within my soul. A true bred born fighting man who never quits, never says die. And if I was ever going to jack it, it wouldn't have been in a boxing ring. It'd have been when I was suffering with mental health. I was on the verge of suicide. That's when I'd have quit. But I didn't quit on myself, and I didn't quit on the world. That's why I'm back here to tell the story.
Well, we have a lot of folks who take in this show, listening, watching, who whenever the subject of mental health comes up, they sit up straight, because there's so many people that are struggling with mental
100%.
health. And it's something that you can't identify because there's no cast, there's no crutch. It's just something that goes on between the temples of somebody, and you have no idea what somebody's struggling with. What do you say to people who are right now listening to you and maybe knowing your story or not, to those people to have them get off the mat?
You know, life's hard. Nothing's ever going to hit you as hard as life will. And anyone who suffers with mental health problems, it is a silent killer. Kills more people every year than most other things. Of men under 35, it's the biggest killer on earth. And I was no different. You know, you're thinking heavyweight champion of the world, guy who's on top of everything, he must be happy, right? But then I wasn't. There wasn't a day that I woke up that I didn't pray for death. You know, I had everything to be happy for, but every day was grey and dark. And my problem was, I come from a big, hard, tough family who no one communicates and no one shows weakness. If you show type of weakness, it means you're a weak person where I come from. So I was stuck between all of that bravado and family, peer pressure and everything. Didn't know what to do. So I just didn't tell anybody about it until one day I exploded and I couldn't continue anymore. And I had to seek help immediately. And I do think that the most important thing with anyone who suffers with mental health is communication. Without communication with others, we're not going to get better. But I do promise anybody who's listening, anybody who's suffering, that it will get better. And there is going to be sunshine days once again. because I've been there. I've woke up every day and I felt terrible. And there is no pinpoint accuracy on what causes this problem. Because if we knew, we just wouldn't do that thing that's caused it and move on. You can't tell someone to pull themselves together and get up and do it, because that just puts you in a deeper hole.
So how can you help somebody identify where rock bottom is, where you decided to make that choice, Tyson?
Me, I was on the way to a bridge doing 160 miles an hour in a high-performance car. And I was 100% certain this was the day that I was going to end it all. 2016, 28 years old. I was undefeated world heavyweight champion. And I'm on a one-way ticket to death. And just before I hit this bridge, I heard a voice in my mind say, don't do this. This is not what you're going to do, because think about your kids going to grow up with no father. Everyone's going to say you're a weak person. No. And I pulled the car over immediately and I was shaking. And I called for help immediately. My father came and collected me. And I said, listen, this is what's going on. I need help immediately. I can't do it on my own. And I went and got help. I went and saw some doctors, and I went to counselling twice a week. And we got over it. And without the help of a close unit and doctors as well, I wouldn't be here today, that's for sure. You know, only 18 months ago, the only place I ever envisaged I'd ever be was in a padded room, maybe. That was the best place I think I could have been. I definitely thought I was gone. I lost my mind. And I really believed that I was going to end up in a padded room. And it was a terrifying thought, to the fact of I wasn't going to go there because I was going to kill myself before I ever made it there.
Wow. And thank God, you know, you're sitting here today. And
100%.
Do you battle every day still, or
you know, mental health? Some people say to me, I do a lot of like shows and travel around Europe and stuff, doing these talk shows and stuff.
Right.
People come and speak and whatever. And the question I usually get is, how did you defeat mental health? And I stand up and smile and I say, look, mental health, you never can beat it, ever. There's no victory over mental health. I liken mental health to a famous song that the Eagles wrote, Hotel California, and there's a famous verse in there. And it says, you can check out any time you want, but you can never leave.
You can never leave, right.
And that is what mental health is about. You can check out any time you want. You can get better again, but it will never leave you, ever. You just got to learn to maintain and manage what we're suffering with. You know, yesterday I felt terrible. The day before I felt okay. And then maybe I would have had a couple of weeks where I've been feeling good, but you know, there isn't a day go by that I'm not afraid to go back to where I was only a short period of time ago. So it is a terrifying thought.
But maybe talking about it as obviously as freely as you do is helpful. And I know I'm sure we're going to be looking at our Twitter feed or our phone line after you've departed from people saying that was awesome to hear from Tyson, because I have the same issue. I know somebody who has the same issue. I know a family member has the same issue. Yeah. And that's got to hopefully be helpful for you.
100%. You know, I didn't understand. I'd suffered with this my whole life from being a little kid. I didn't understand it. I just thought, growing up, I thought I was a worthless piece of rubbish, that I didn't deserve to be here. I just felt like everything I did in my life was rubbish. Nothing I ever achieved was any good to me. I felt like it was just all pointless. And as a young kid, I used to suffer with anxiety, and I never understood it until a year or two ago, what I was going through. But, you know, struggling in life is one thing, but struggling in your own mind is a whole different level. But I'm living proof that we can get better. Because if you'd have saw me 18 months ago, I was over 400 pounds in weight. I was heart attack material. I couldn't bend down and tie my own shoelaces up without being out of breath.
No kidding.
Honestly. I couldn't jog half a mile.
And now you're getting set to fight Tom Schwartz in Las Vegas,
within 18
Nevada.
months, I've turned my life around. Mm-hmm. And I'm back to the top of the sport that I left for 3 years and abused my body for 3 years continuously. So if I can do it, I'm not no special human being. I'm just a normal man made out of blood and bone. And if I can come back from all those things, then so can you, and so can everybody else who's struggling. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm living proof that it is possible.
Tyson Fury here on the Rich Eisen Show. Before I let you go, obviously Deontay Wilder announced this week he's going to take on Luis Ortiz again sometime in September is when everyone is expecting it to be. And then he said, hey, I'm all set to fight Tyson Fury again, but you or no one from your camp has confirmed that or said anything about that. Can you say anything about that?
I can't say anything. Look, if he's talking about a fight that's a year away. Anything can happen. We're not promised tomorrow. So I live for today. Because the background I come from and what I've been suffering with, I can't look at in advance too far. I never look past it today. Because tomorrow I might be in a total depression again. So I only have to live for today and be happy for now. And that's how I get through it. But Deontay Wilder's talking about fights that's happening in 2020. I ain't even fought my fight on Saturday yet. I could get knocked out in that one. We never count chickens before they hatch.
So if you beat Schwartz, then you're willing to discuss that, or you need to see what he's going to do against Ortiz?
Yeah, look, nothing's given in life. Nothing. We're not promised anything. So he has to get past Ortiz. I'm probably going to fight again in September, October. I have to get through that.
Do you know against who?
I don't know.
Okay.
See, like I say, I don't get involved in it too much. When I've got a fight on the horizon, I don't look past that first initial fight.
Well, you've got millions of fans, sir, including everybody right here in our studio. Chris, you were at that fight in Los Angeles. It
was quite the spectacle. I did not think you were going to get up. With all due respect, sir.
Thank you.
And yet you did. And here you are.
We just got to keep proving wrong. When people say it's not possible to do, it is possible. Nothing's impossible. I've been wrote off my whole life. I've always been this chubby, fat kid, whole career, struggle with weight problems, ballooning up. I used to put on 140 pounds nearly after every fight. And then have to go into training camp to get it off again. And it was like, when am I ever going to learn not to keep doing this to myself? Nothing's easy, but if you want it enough, you can do it. Anything's possible.
Tom Schwartz versus Tyson Fury, 12 rounds, unless you make short work of him before all that.
Or he makes short work of me.
Or vice versa. I appreciate you taking both sides of the coin here. MGM Grand Garden Arena in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada on Saturday, June 15th. Please come back anytime.
Thank you very much, Rich. It's a pleasure to be on the show.
I appreciate you saying that. Tyson Fury, at Tyson_Fury on Twitter, and Gypsy King 101 on Instagram, right here on The Rich Eisen Show.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live, or download the Rich Eisen Show app.